Actually, Canada is now open for immigrant visa and for working visa. But the problem is, with the new immigration guidelines of Canada, immigrant application is more tough this time. And for working visa, it's difficult because most of the employers don't want to get involved in the processing of their employment, no. So the option really is to become an immigrant in Canada, but it takes a while to get this visa. So now, Canada has opened a new avenue to enter, and that is through student visa. Now, the student visa, um, you have to have a 12 years of education here in the Philippines. So anybody with 2-year course or vocational course, or even if you're undergraduate but you were able to study 2 years college here in the Philippines, you will qualify for student visa in Canada. Now the processing period will take around 3 months only. Now once they enter Canada and they decide to study for 1 year, the government will issue them a 1 year work permit. So this is not just a student visa program. It is actually a study and work program. Now, for this new opportunity in Canada, under student visa, I believe that parents under the middle class family can afford, because the schools will not require them to pay the full tuition fee. They will be allowed to pay the first semester only, and the rest of the tuition fee, they can get it from their earnings there in Canada. While studying, they will be working man. In Canada, you'll be allowed to choose different courses. Now they have short courses like 6 months. They have 1 year, and they also have 2 years. Now, if you choose 6 months, if you choose the 6 month to 1 year program, the government will issue a work permit for them for 1 year also. And if you decide to study for 2 years, the government will issue them a 3 year work permit. And both ways, um, I mean, if they enroll for 1 year or 2 years, after that they will be qualified to process for their permanent residency. The schools there have iCareer Path. They have employers na where they can send their students before or after graduation. So they have these career paths. During my visit in Canada last June of this year, 2015, when I joined the trade mission under the Canadian Chamber of Commerce, I was able to visit 30 schools, and now we are accredited both for private and public colleges. So we will be the one to facilitate in the processing of their student visa application, and somebody will assist them when they arrive in Canada to make sure that they have their accommodation, to make sure that they are properly endorsed to the school, and PinoyCare also will assist in choosing their courses. Now, they can choose any course they want, because right now, the National Occupational Classification of Canada has 2,000 professions. So, they can choose any course na komportable sila, and they think nga um, it will lead them to a good career in Canada. But I would suggest that if they choose a course, it should be related to their bachelor's degree here in the Philippines, if they are a graduate here in the Philippines. Because I can really see that people under the middle class family can afford, because as I said, they will only be asked to pay a part of the tuition fee, and once their children are their children are in Canada already, then they can get the remaining tuition fee out from their salary, because they will be allowed to work. Yes. I am encouraging all the parents, as long as you can afford, and I'm sure you will be able to find your financial resources for this opportunity. I'm really encouraging you to send your children to either Canada or New Zealand under student visa, and I can assure you that um, it's not they will enter there as a student, but they will be working at the same time, and this is the best pathway for them to become an immigrant for these countries.